let's look at how many they made. Alright, so here is the no mint mark, Philadelphia Mint. So you can see that they produced over 680 million of these coins. So they made a lot, okay? So they're not valuable in terms of how many they made. If we look at the 1943 D mint mark, they made over 200 million of those coins. And then for the 1943 steel S mint mark, steel penny S mint mark, they produced over 190 million of those coins. So hundreds of millions of these coins were produced. Here's the 1943 S. You can see the S mint mark if you don't know where that's at. And here is the 1944 D. There's the D mint mark underneath the date if you guys are new to coin collecting and not familiar with mint marks. D mint mark is Denver Mint, S mint mark, San Francisco Mint. Now everyone knows the famous 1943 copper penny. In 1943, these pennies were supposed to be made out of steel. However, there's been, a few found that were made out of copper. Now, there are a lot of fakes out there, so if we look at this picture here, you can see the difference of a genuine 1943 copper penny and a fake, an altered fake 1943 copper pennies. So you see the bottom image, the altered fake version, they took the 1944 or whatever dated wheat penny this was, they took the 3 off and replaced it with a fake 3. So that is one way to tell if you have a fake or a genuine 1943 copper penny. Now, if you have a 1943 copper penny that is real, if you get it graded and they grade it as a real copper penny, it doesn't really even matter what the condition is. Well, it does. The condition always matters. But in this case, it could be a very bad condition coin and it could still sell for thousands of dollars because that's how rare these pennies are. Now, first off, let's look at this penny because there's not just 1943 pennies that are copper. There's tons of different ones to look for, and that's what we're going to look at. So here's a 1943 Lincoln penny that was struck on a Cuba 1-cent planchet. So we can see how the design of the coin is being cut off. You can't even read the whole date almost. And then the phrase "in God we trust," you can't read it. So this is when the United States is producing coins for other countries. And the 1943 Lincoln design got struck on one of those coins from Cuba. So that gives the coin a lot of value. This coin sold for over $4,900. Now let's go to the 1943 S steel penny. Now if you have one of these pennies, this is just like any other type of coin. If it's a high graded version of, a penny like this, it's gonna sell for a lot of money. So the coin grading scale only goes up to 70 if you're not familiar with coin grading, and this is graded by PCGS at a mint state 68. So this steel penny here is solely valuable because of its high grade, the condition that it's in. So this coin here sold for over $6,000. $6,000. Now if we look at another 1943 penny, this one was actually struck on a 1943 silver mercury dime. So that is what's going to give this coin a lot of value. You can see the mercury dime torch there going through Lincoln, which is amazing. You can see the lettering, United States of America, from the reverse of the mercury dime there on the front of the coin. And then here on the back of the coin, you can see the head outline of the mercury dime as well. Now this coin here sold for a whopping $28,000. That's right, a $28,000 coin. Now here's the coin that I've showed in one of my previous videos. This is a genuine, a real 1943 copper penny, okay? So this one is damaged, as you can see, but it is still extremely, extremely valuable just because it is a real copper penny from 1943, which were supposed to be steel pennies. So because of that, this penny sold for over $88,000. That's right, $88,000. Now if you have a 1943 D, you want to look for the repunched mint mark, the D mint mark being repunched, which we can see here. This one is like southwest of its first impression there. We can see in the image displayed. This one here is another example of a repunched mint mark. And then here's another example of that as well, taking place on the 1943 D steel penny. So if you guys want to see your coins up close, get you a USB coin microscope. I have them available on couchcollectibles.com. Link is in the comments below. Now here is that 1943 D with the repunched mint mark. Now this is also a valuable penny because it is graded at a mint state 67. So that gives the coin a lot of value as well. Now this repunched mint mark 1943 penny sold for over $18,000. $18,000. If we get this 1943D high-graded version coin out of the way, let's just get both of the high-graded versions out of the way. This coin is graded at a mint state 68. That's why the coin is valuable, because it's in excellent condition, and that's why this penny sold for over $4,000. Now, if we look at the high-graded version of the 1943 no mint mark, again, this is graded at a mint state 68. That's why it's valuable, and this penny sold for over $4,000. Now also what you want to look for on your 1943 pennies is a double die obverse. So look for doubling on the word Liberty as well as on the date 1943 itself. You can really see it there on the 9 there and the 4. And then also on the 1943 S, you want to look for that on the word Liberty and on the date as well. So always be on the lookout for the double dies on the 1943 steel pennies. I know a lot of people have steel pennies and they probably do not look for double dies or repunched mint marks, so always be on the lookout for those. Now here is a very expensive penny as well. This penny here is the 1943 Lincoln wheat penny here, and it was struck on a bronze planchet. Okay, a bronze planchet. So this coin here, because of that and because of the AU58 grade by PCGS, sold for over $300,000. Could you imagine finding a $300,000 penny in a coin roll from the bank? I mean, you can tell that this thing has definitely been circulated at some time and someone found that. So how amazing would that be to find a $300,000 penny? I would be selling it. That would be the first thing I'd be doing, getting it graded and selling it for sure. Now this one is very interesting because you may look at this coin and think it's just a steel penny. However, it's not. This is a 1943 penny that was struck on a Netherlands coin planchet, okay? So it only weighs 3.5 grams. Here is an example of the coin that it was actually struck on, a 1943 25-cent coin from the Netherlands. So that is the planchet that this penny was actually struck on. Now because of that mint error, this penny or this coin sold for over $14,000. $14,000 error penny. Here is another 1943 San Francisco minted wheat penny. So this steel penny here was actually struck on a 10-cent planchet, meaning that this penny was struck on a dime. So we can see how the design of it is cut off, kind of like that first one that we looked at. And this coin sold for over 9,000 US dollars. That's right, 9,000 bucks. Here's one of my favorites. I've showed this coin in one of my other videos as well. Love this coin. It was struck on a Cuban 1 centavos coin. So we could see here in the image displayed that you could see the design of the 1 centavo coin. So that is pretty sweet. You can even see the 1943 date at the bottom. And we see that design on the reverse of the penny as well. So man, would love to find something like this. This is a $38,000 coin. $38,000. Here's a steel penny that sold on eBay. So this one is graded by NGC. It is an error coin. You can see at the bottom of the coin, it has a pretty large cud taking place there, so a die break. And you can see there on the reverse, the E pluribus unum is faded out because of that cud there on the other side of the coin, on the front of the coin. Now, this coin here sold for over $300. Around $325. Next up is a 1943 S. Now here is another penny that was supposed to be the steel penny, but it was struck on a copper planchet. So this one is only graded at a very fine 35, so not too high of a grade there, but not the lowest by any means. It is the 1943 S, San Francisco minted, and this coin sold for over $140,000. Seriously, $140,000. If you guys find any copper 1943 pennies, you better put it in a case and go get it graded with the quickness, because once it is certified, you can make a lot of money. A lot of money. Don't forget to use this as a guideline if you want to pause the video. The genuine versus the fake 1943 altered fake there at the bottom. Woo! I hope this video helped you guys out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.